Welcome to today's Explainer. We are going to break down an absolutely epic single-day road trip that honestly sounds almost impossible on paper. We're talking about a massive Alpine Loop. We're going to start our day in Switzerland, head over into France, actually tunnel through the Earth into Italy, and then climb all the way back over the Alps. We'll experience some absolutely extreme microclimates, going from lush, totally snow-free green valleys to actual late June alpine snow, literally in a matter of hours. Okay, let's dive into this exact itinerary. We're going from Tourcoing to France, tunneling to Italy, dealing with Aosta's heat, climbing the Alpine Pass, and finally coming full circle back to Tourcoing.
Section 1. Tourcoing to France, leaving the greenery for Mont Blanc.
So, leaving the completely snow-free slopes of our starting point in Tourcoing, Switzerland, our travelers drove across the border into France, pulling into Chamonix, right at the base of Mont Blanc. And the timing was wild because the town was absolutely buzzing. The Mont Blanc Marathon was happening, so there were runners crowding the streets, and if you looked up, hang gliders were just filling the sky, launching off these massive rocky peaks.
Now you really notice the visual contrast right away. You leave the lush, green, entirely snow-free slopes of Tourcoing, and suddenly you're staring right at Mont Blanc, covered in these massive ancient glaciers. It was a crisp, perfect 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Just a gorgeous mountain morning. But, we weren't stopping there.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Parlez-vous français? We are now in France. In fact, we are at a mountain called Mont Blanc. It's right on the France, Switzerland border. Look up over here. That's I have to tell you, that's pretty amazing steep. I'll come back to them. It looks like they're a little clouded right now, those peaks. Now if we come back over here around this bush, I believe that could be Mont Blanc right over there. That's it's covered with snow. It's real ice pack, and so there's a lot of snow up on it. Here's some pretty interesting peaks up here. Now if I swing back this way, we have big mountains on this side also. So there's mountains on both sides. Now the building that you see down there is a gondola. We haven't gone there yet. We haven't checked the price, so I don't know that we'll do it or not. But this is a cute little town. And I lost my wife. She went somewhere. Oh, there she is. She's filming over here. But big mountains. Let me see if I can get. It looks like Tanya and I were looking at this over here. And if you look right above this tree, right there, where that car just went under, there's a tree there. It looks like there's a big snow avalanche or something that came down. All right, we drove a little bit further. Now we're in a city. I think it's Mont Blanc anyway. You can't see them, maybe you can. We counted hang gliders. I think there's a chairlift right there going up the mountain. I think they ride up that, and then they come off the top of that mountain. But there's 12 to 15 hang gliders that were up in the air when we got to this different place. And Tanya, she's right up there, beeline to this kind of like fair over there. There's a lot of stuff going on, so she's heading to that. And I'm just kind of showing you a little bit. We got these mountains over here, and it looks like, oh, right there, we can go check that. You can't see it probably because of the sun there. There's another gondola that goes up, and I think it goes right up to the top of that mountain right there. See, right over there is Mont Blanc, I believe, because it's covered with snow and glaciers. And I don't know if we'll go up there. It might be a little too cold. We got shorts and sandals on today, but beautiful little town. I recommend it. See, there's another hang glider coming down. There's a chairlift going up on that side, and there's a big mountain over there. And on the very top of that rocky peak, it looks like there's a building. Not sure. Look at the peak up there. The clouds are coming off of it. Yeah, there's a little old church right there. Cute little town up here in the middle of the French Alps. And I have to tell you, driving the roads in the French Alps are an amazing thing. Tanya is tense the whole way. She grabs anything she can hang on to, switchbacks and narrow roads, and I think we came through a town about 5 miles ago. They had the Mont Blanc Marathon, and I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but it was crowded, lots and lots of people down there. But it's amazing. Clear over there, you can't see it, it'd be too small. We've got a hang glider, so I'm not quite sure where they're starting their hang gliding, but it's we see a lot of them up here in the mountains. Anyway. All right, here's the fair. This is what we're going into. You can smell food. Lots of cool stuff. I think it's something to do with the marathon that they just had up here. This is the after result, but it's packed. Lots of people. Okay, we walked around the whole city of Chamonix. Chamoiux or something like that. We're standing on a bridge right over the river. Give you a little. See right over there is where they're having that, all the booths and everything. That's where we started. So this is, we're on a little wood bridge. And there's Mont Blanc. It's huge, but it's got tons and tons of snow and glaciers, and it's just packed with snow on top. So I guess that's why they call it Mont Blanc, White Mountain. So here's we went from the fair. I don't know what you call those. That was all hiking equipment and marathon stuff and shoes and that. Now we're down in the little town area, and it's quite nice. I believe down the street up the mountain there, that's Mont Blanc, but it's actually covered now in clouds. So maybe if it becomes clear, we'll take a look at it. Now here's a restaurant. Oh no, macaroons. Look at that. Thinking that some of those might be good. Nice menu. Look at that. No. Excuse me. It's a nice little town, and it's in France. Just to establish, this is the 9th country that Tanya and I have been in on this trip. I'm always looking at the cost of food, just, well, you know, I like to eat, so. And we are in France, and here's a pizzeria there and different restaurants, and we're looking at the prices. And the pizzas are half the price as in Switzerland. If you buy a normal pizza in Switzerland, it's $20, no matter where you go. Here, $10. Plus they have crepes and other things. So I think in a few minutes after Tanya gets out of her store, we will go down to this little shop and buy. She's gonna get a banana, what was it? Banana chocolate crepe for about $6. Pretty good price. Anyway.
Moving on to Section 2, Tunneling to Italy, a feat of engineering.
Okay, so to get from France into Italy, you don't actually have to go over the mountain. You can go right through it. Instead of driving up endless, dizzying switchbacks, travelers just join a lineup to enter the Mont Blanc tunnel, taking them directly underneath the highest mountain in the Alps.
So the crucial point here is the sheer scale of this shortcut. It is staggering. This tunnel runs directly under Mont Blanc for roughly 10 to 12 kilometers. I mean, you are driving inside solid rock for miles. The toll to cross this underground border was a pretty steep 44 to 50 US dollars, but honestly, what happens when you pop out on the other side is what makes this whole trip so fascinating.
Section 3. Aosta's Heat, Ancient Ruins, and Closed Kitchens.
Emerging from the darkness of that long tunnel, you're instantly transported to Italy, specifically the valley city of Aosta. And right in the middle of this alpine valley, entirely surrounded by rocky peaks, you suddenly find yourself staring at sprawling, ancient Roman ruins and this massive stone arch. It is just a wild juxtaposition of history and geography.
Now, what's really interesting here is the climate shift. Back in Chamonix, France, it was a crisp 60-something degrees. But popping out into the Aosta Valley, it literally felt like opening an oven door. The temperature spiked instantly to a sweltering 89 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That is a massive 30-degree jump just from driving through a 12-kilometer tunnel.
So, sweating in the 90-degree Italian heat, they figured, hey, let's hunt down some authentic Italian food. But they hit a bit of a culturally specific wall. In this region, Italian restaurants completely closed their doors between 2:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Caught dead in the middle of that window with nowhere to eat, they had to just turn around and head right back to the car.
Okay, buongiorno tutti. We are now in Italy, Aosta, and we actually tell you a little bit about it. Aosta is 90 degrees right now, and we just came from whatever that city was by Mont Blanc, and it was in the 60s. So we've jumped 30 degrees, and we parked right here by this ancient Roman arc, I think. I'm not sure what it is, but on our way over here, we took a tunnel. This tunnel went under Mont Blanc. It was about 12 kilometers. It was long. And and it cost us $44 to go under it. It was a toll.
Oh, it's more like 50.
And $50 maybe, because 44 euros. But anyway, FYI, we are now in Italy, in a city called Aosta. You can look it up, and we got mountains all the way around us. I believe it's some sort of a ski place. It's not nearly as green as Switzerland, and we can tell we're in Italy. And if you look down past the buildings, there's a big mountain with glaciers on it. I think that's going back towards France, so that's the France-Italian Alps. And we're going to come down this street here, maybe possibly find a place to have some Italian food. Or maybe we'll buy French food since we're in Italy, and in Switzerland, and we always bought Italian food while we were in Switzerland. We don't know. Anyway. Okay, we're just walking down this street. We found an old castle and some ruins. Look like old Roman ruins that Google says is close by. So we're walking to, actually, Probably can't see it, but right at the end of this street, there's an old tower. And so we're heading down to it right now. But this is a small Roman Italian street in Aosta. And looks like this street has plenty of restaurants. So we should be able to find something. But the heat is something else here. We've been in the 60s and the 70s up in Switzerland. It's been nice, comfortable. We got maybe 79 one day. But right now, it's 89 degrees. Well, we found some more ruins. I think they're all associated with the ark that we showed you. It used to be an old Roman city, and the ark was the entryway into this city, and these are all buildings that used to exist in the Roman times. As you can see, it goes right from the archaeological dig right into the new buildings, newer buildings, some of them. So we're down in the middle of Aosta, and they have this soccer field set up. It's a small soccer field, so instead of being a full team, there's 4 on the field with the goalie, so 5 people.
Which brings us to Section 4, climbing the Alpine Pass, switchbacks, and ear-popping altitudes.
And this brilliantly illustrates the next phase of the journey. Rather than paying another $50 to take the tunnel back, they decided to take the adventurous route and drive back to Switzerland up and over the massive Alps. That means gripping the steering wheel super tight and navigating these incredibly narrow, zigzagging switchback roads carved right into the sheer green face of the mountains, climbing higher and higher out of that sweltering valley.
2,200 meters. That is the intense altitude they climbed to. To put that into perspective for a second, they started down in the valley at just about 600 meters. This ascent was so incredibly steep and rapid that it was just a constant ear-popping experience all the way up.
Now, near the very top of this rugged mountain pass, they pulled over for a much-needed break at the Hotel Albergo Italia. It's this beautiful, sturdy stone building nestled right into the high-altitude landscape, and it gave them a perfect moment to just step out and take in the extreme environment around them.
Because the geography up here is truly wild. Down in the valley, remember, it was 90 degrees and full-on summer. But up here at 2,200 meters, the temperature plummeted back down to a comfortable 65 degrees. And here's the crazy part. Even though it was towards the end of June, there were actual patches of snow on the ground, sitting right next to blooming wildflowers. A totally stark contrast to the absolute zero snow they saw when they started in Torgone.
So we've headed back to our condo. And Giorno. And this is where we are. Ebbene, è bella qua.
Bella, eh?
Ah, sì. What?
Cominciano a pulire.
Cosa?
Cominciano a pulire tutti i pratica.
Sì. Parlo un poco di italiano.
Dopo.
Un poco.
Francese?
No, non parlo niente di francese.
English?
English, yes.
English non è che...
Yeah. So,
Tedesco o inglese?
americano.
Americano.
Negli Stati Uniti.
Ma bello, anche sopra bello.
Sì,
Sopra
andiamo.
la Gran
Sì, sì,
Sembrata.
andiamo in quella direzione.
Non piove.
So, va bene. Buongiorno. Just a small little conversation with an old gentleman in Italian. But when we stopped in Aosta, we looked around for a while, then we went to find a restaurant. But see, in Italy, restaurants close at 2:30 in the afternoon, and then they open up again at 6:30. So now, we're looking for a restaurant that's open, and we can't find one, probably until we get into France. But we'll keep trying. And but cute little town on the side of a mountain. We're now heading back up over these big mountains here into Switzerland. And the roads are fun because they're switchback again. We're getting used to those. And see, those are some mountains way over there that we come out of. So life is good. Should be about 2 hours when we're back at the condo. Just one other little side note, the temperature, which was at 89 to 90 down in Aosta where we were, is now back to 65 degrees, so it is nice up here, very nice. But we decided not to go through the tunnel this time, going into Switzerland. So we are driving up over the mountains. And let me tell you, today has been, let me just say, an ear-popping experience. Because my ears are popping all the time. We're going up and down. We're at 2,200 meters. Figure that out. In feet, it gets us pretty high. And if you look over this way, where that big mountain is, man, the road's still going up, and I think it goes right up there over that path. That is where we will be going. Alright, well, still not at the top, but here was a cool little stop area that we decided to stop, hike a little bit, and take a look at. I think we have to still go up over some of those mountains over there. I'm not sure, but there's a little lake. It's kind of cool. So. We had to stop for a few minutes. We're almost home. We're about 5 minutes from the base city, Bonaz, and then we have our 20-minute climb up the side of the mountain. But we had to stop along the road because, as you can see over here, we have a field of sunflowers. And Tanya likes sunflowers, so she's overtaken pictures of sunflowers and the field. In Italy, she'd take pictures of the fields of sunflowers, but they were like a blur yellow as we drove by. In the week that we've been here, this field, there were only a couple that would come out daily. And then in the last couple days, the whole field is starting to open up. And so if we look back that way, that's where our condo is, and that's where we're headed, back up to the top of that mountain. It's been a long day, been a good day. We've seen a lot of pretty country, but I think that's about the end of the polos today. Talk to you later.
Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds. Full circle to Torgon, completing the loop.
Honestly, it is simply staggering that this entire itinerary was accomplished in a single day. Starting off in snow-free Torgon, dipping into France to check out Mont Blanc and Chamonix, tunneling under the earth into a 90-degree Italian valley in Aosta, climbing thousands of meters over an Alpine pass, past the Hotel Albergo Italia to find late June snow, and then finally completing the trip by descending right back to their starting point in Torgon.
We were driving up to our condo, and we decided there was another road. We usually went left and went to the condo, and there was another one that went right and kept going up the hill. And so we followed that one tonight. And it went for another 10 minutes. And we are at a big ski resort at the top of it. I'm not sure how high we are here, but we went up quite a ways. A little narrow road. There's the mountains. Get out of the sun so you can see it. It's got a little bit of parking. There's some ski lifts going up over there. Up on the very tops of these mountains, there's like ski lifts everywhere. I'm going to come over here and flip this for you for just a minute. This shows you all the ski trails and everything going on this mountain. It's kind of amazing up here. Let's see, where are we at? I can't even see where we are. I don't know where our condo is either. But, to say the least, there's a lot of ski trails on this mountain. When we stopped to eat at the top on one of these videos, it was at the very top, and we'd stopped there for a few minutes a couple videos ago. We were talking to him about the amount of snow he got. He says the snow gets up to about the second story on that building. When the only way to get there during the winter is with cross-country skiing, and there was another building up there that's like 4 stories high. That one remains open in the winter, but people enter it in the second or third story. There's a door up there because the snow's so high that's the only place they can enter.
Now the number 9. I want to leave you with a quick bit of context here. This exhausting, totally exhilarating 3-country day trip we just broke down, it was literally just one single day and a massive overarching road trip where our travelers visited 9 different countries in just 26 days. It just goes to show how incredibly dense and accessible Europe's diverse geography can be if you've got the drive to go out and explore it.
So, what does this all mean for us? It brings us to our final thought for today's explainer. If you could drive through 3 different countries in a single day, what extreme contrasts would you want to discover? Would it be massive temperature shifts, going from summer heat to high-altitude snow? Or maybe deep historical shifts, going from modern ski resorts to ancient Roman ruins? Think about it, let it inspire your own structured adventure, and thank you so much for exploring this with me today. I'll catch you on the next explainer.